Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are getting closer and closer, likely early March, when standard rotation will be occurring in Hearthstone. And like we like to do on the channel, we like to talk about what we want, or what I want, or what you guys all, we all want. And today I wanted to look through the core set that we have, what's going to be leaving standard and all of that, but mainly what I would like to see added to the core set. Every year they add new cards to it, they take cards out of it, and I thought I'd give my suggestions more on what I would like to see added rather than take it away, because every year I say like the same cards and they never take them out. I actually have a thought, like of course Shadow Step, right? That, but I wanted to say my dream, I'll just say for the core set, just 1 year, remove every single basic and classic like card from the old days. Have a completely fresh feeling. So no Shadow Step, no Nourish, no Brawl. I just think it would be completely fresh, new, and could be exciting. It could also maybe be jarring for players not to have the fireballs and all of that of the world. But if I was to dream for stuff to be removed from the core set, I just think all the old cards. It would just be cool. You could put them back the next year or whatever, but we'll go with that. And yeah, this video we're going to talk about, again, what I would like to see added, whether it's from the old sets or maybe a card that's planning to rotate that I just don't think should. So we're going to do that. If you enjoy the content on the channel, if you like, I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, it helps us out a lot. So I'm going to start with the cards that are currently in standard that I feel like should stick around. And of course, you know I'm going to say Prince Renathal. It could be a divisive card. Some people want to see it go, but I love the fact that it fundamentally allows you to play the game differently. You build your decks differently, get those 40 cards. They don't even have to revert it. As much as I would love to see it say 40 and 40, I would just love to see it stay as is. It reminds me a lot of Dark Bishop Benedictus, where that was supposed to rotate, but it lets you play and build decks differently in Priest that kept it around. So honestly, I think Prince deserves that style of treatment, and I would absolutely love to see it stay. And it is one of the most popular Hearthstone cards of all time. And I think, I don't know, a lot of people are going to be really bummed when it leaves, more than I feel like we'll be really happy to see it leave. And I would just, yeah, I'd love to see it stick around. Another card that is set to leave that I feel like really needs to stick around is Steam Cleaner, the 5-mana 5/5 mech. Battlecry, destroy all cards in both players' decks. It didn't start there. It's not a great card. It typically is run in really bad decks or like as a tech option in your ETC, but I feel like it's a really important card to have. We have cards like Plague, we have Plague Deathlight, we have Fizzle, right? We have all that stuff going on right now. It's a nice way to be able to put that into your deck to counter it if it's something you would like to counter, because without this, there really is no counterplay to those strategies. And it's not an impressive card. Its win rate is terrible, but it is a card you can play and reasonably, you know, counter those strategies. And unless they add like a Skulking Geist type of card to standard or the core set, and even Geist doesn't work against Fizzle or whatever, I just don't think it's a card that should leave. I think Steam Cleaner is a card that should stay in standard. Perfect style of tech card that's not that great, but does the trick for when you want it to do that thing. Another card I would love to see stick around, and I have a feeling won't now that we have the new Finley that turns everything into Murlocs for Paladin and Shaman, is Sir Finley the Sea Guide, the 1-mana 1/3 Murloc legendary from Voyage to the Sunken City, where Battlecry swap your hand with the bottom of your deck. Dredge is going away unless they make new Dredge cards, all those ones that put stuff at your bottom of your deck. But I don't know, it's just such a fundamentally nice card to slot into decks, to rotate your, you know, swap things out. We did get a kind of a new style of this card, that 3/4. It doesn't go with the bottom of your deck swap, it just reshuffles like a plot twist. I doubt it sticks around, but I just think it's such a cool card. And I do think it is very ironic that a card whose diamond animation is literally rotating, I don't want him to rotate. I want him to stay in standard, but this one is pretty much a long shot, I think, to stick around. And I'll just say in general, unless they're reprinting or making a bunch of new triple blood or blood cards, I feel like they need to keep a lot of these blood cards in the core set, whether it's Vampiric Blood in particular, like Corpse Explosion, Blood Boil. I don't think you need to keep Mograine around, like that's not as pivotal, but like Soul Stealer, people love Blood Deathlight. It is always one of the most popular decks in the game since it was introduced, and it's like all leaving, pretty much all of it's leaving. And unless the next set is like primarily like, we're just gonna make a bunch of new cool blood cards, I would like to keep some of it around. At least some of the AoEs, give players the opportunity to keep playing Blood DK. Because, yeah, it is just such a rad deck, and I know a lot of people really love it, and to see it all just go away, like literally all the key cards are leaving, that would be just kind of a shame to me. And what wild cards would I want to put in there? And again, when you're looking at core set cards, you don't want meta-defining cards. You don't want cards that are just going to be like, oh, I'm going to build my deck around. They want to be complementary pieces. Only exception I have to that is the Blood DK stuff, because it's just so freaking iconic. So what wild cards? Well, right now there's a lot of complaints about Druid and their armor, and I just always see this card thrown around. It's a terrible card. Plate Breaker, 5 mana, 5/5, Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's armor. This card has never been good. Even in Wild, when people are playing like 2500 armor Druid, like Linecracker and all that, it still was terrible, but I believe, like the Steam Cleaners of the world, to give players those options to counter it. If that Druid got 40 armor in like one turn, maybe I could play Plate Breaker and I'll still probably lose because I'm not winning after that. But it's just a nice, again, tech option you can play. It's a bad card, but people will be able to utilize it, and it fits the core set, right? Especially neutrals, they're not supposed to be super impactful. We had Bran, remember that? That was actually impactful. We all hated Bran, so that's not something you look for. So Plate Breaker, I think, would be a nice little addition. This one, I think, is a complete long shot, probably not happening, but they recently buffed Elise the Trailblazer for Twist to turn her into a Highlander card, a Reno card, where you shuffle a sealed Un'Goro pack into your deck. If your deck has no duplicates, draw it. You don't even have to play this as a Highlander card, right? You could just shuffle a pack into your deck and draw it out, and then you get the Un'Goro pack, which gives you 5 random Un'Goro cards. The reason I don't think this will happen, I don't think it'd be a meta-defining card. I think it's probably better than the Elemental payoff we have right now, but it'd probably be kind of confusing to new players, like, what's Un'Goro? What are Un'Goro cards? Probably too complicated for the core set, but it's just always a card. I've mentioned it multiple years now. I think it'd be just a really nice addition, and we already have like the League of Explorers, and that would also make things confusing. We already have it, Elise. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm still going to put it out there that I just think it'd be cool little Highlander support. I don't want to put like Zeph in there. Zeph is just too good. You don't need to really play any other Reno cards for the most part. That's very meta defining. Also confusing for new players that don't know what, you know, classic or basic are, which is what it discovers from. But at least I think it would be a cool little addition. Even Reno, which was in standard last year, that could come back, but I'm more inclined just to say bring Elise back. Let me open some Un'Goro packs. Last year I suggested this, and this year I'm going to suggest it again. Justicar Trueheart, the 6 mana 6/3 a Grand Tournament minion. Battlecry replaced your starting hero power with a better one, so you get all these upgraded hero powers, right? By the way, isn't it nice we can scroll through and see all the related cards? Good job, Hearthstone. I didn't shout that out earlier. But yeah, you get an upgraded hero power. Obviously, if they were to put this in the core set, it would need to be buffed, probably like 4, 5 mana, something like that. At 6, it'd be completely unplayable. But I just think it's such a cool card to allow to have those upgraded hero powers, and, you know, just give that option. Maybe I want to be able to tank up, rank up again. That was always something I love doing. And, you know, I just think it'd be a cool addition. But again, only if they were to buff it to a reasonable level, because again, 6 mana just to get a hero power ain't happening in today's game. But it's one that I think that could actually happen, considering they didn't even buff it for Twist. So maybe they were waiting for a big core set announcement. Elemental decks have been pushed lately, but not thriving. And I think one card that could really help them out is just one of the best 1-drops ever that felt amazing to play back from Un'Goro. It's just a nice little card. Firefly was a 1 mana 1/2 elemental, and you would add a 1/2 1 elemental to your hand, and it just lets you kind of continuously keep your elemental chain going, maybe draw some cards. Would work really well in Shaman, would work really well in Mage, and it was never broken, never busted, doesn't need a buff. A 1/2 would be fine. I would love to see Firefly, or maybe just some more elementals from Un'Goro, like for Shaman, would be great. Nothing too crazy, not a Kalimos, but there's a lot of really cool options, but Firefly would be my #1 pick. And my last suggestion, as I always suggest every single year, it will never happen because it allows players to have too many cards. Well, kind of. Whizbang the Wonderful, the 4 mana 4/5 legendary. You start the game with one of Whizbang's wonderful decks, which is just a random class and a random deck recipe from that class. The decks aren't very good, but you could try out all the different cards. You could try out all the different classes without appealing, you know, like you're playing something too terrible, can be a lot of fun. And we would all have it golden, so we'd have all these golden decks. But with the whole botting situation going on, I feel like the bots would just play Whizbang, and that might be a problem as well. So probably not likely happening this year, but I will never not suggest Whizbang because he is that wonderful, and it'd just be really cool. It'd be really cool. And we got all the catch-up packs and stuff there, making it easier to play the game. What easier way to play the game than being, you know, playing terrible deck recipes with Whizbang the Wonderful. Anyways, those are my picks. There's probably some more I'd throw in there, but thought those were the ones I'd share with you. Please feel free to share what you think should go into the core set, should leave the core set, all that good stuff down in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.